We are revisiting the story of Song Young-kyu now because his recent passing has drawn attention to the intense and often hidden pressures faced by performers in South Korea's entertainment industry. His death is not just the end of a talented actor's life, but a stark reminder of the challenges that many quietly endure in a world glittering with fame, but shadowed by relentless demands. Song Young-kyu was a respected and reliable character actor whose career spanned over 30 years across stage, film, and television. Known for his authenticity and versatility, he brought depth to every role, whether a commanding figure in a thriller or a subtle presence in a lighthearted scene. Yet, despite decades of steady work and professional respect, his final months were marked by hardship, controversy, and isolation. In June 2025, Song found himself at a painful crossroads when he was caught driving under the influence. Law enforcement stopped him after he had driven nearly 5 kilometers with a blood alcohol content exceeding Korea's legal limit of 0.08%. Fortunately, no accidents or injuries occurred, but the incident would trigger a severe and rapid backlash. About a month after the arrest, the news became public, shaking Song's career and public image. South Korea's entertainment industry is rigorous in its expectations, and any misstep can have outsized consequences. For Song, the DUI wasn't just a mistake, it was the spark that set his career ablaze, burning opportunities almost overnight. He withdrew from a major stage production of Shakespeare in Love, a role he had prepared for extensively, and saw his parts in popular ongoing dramas like The Defects and The Winning Try either reduced drastically or removed altogether. This harsh response highlighted the zero-tolerance culture pervasive in the industry, reflecting societal values that demand celebrities maintain impeccable public conduct under constant scrutiny. But this incident was just the visible tip of underlying struggles that had been mounting privately. Behind the spotlight, Song's life was far from easy. His wife ran a cafe to supplement the family's income, but the worsening economy hit their small business hard, pushing the family into financial uncertainty. Meanwhile, the acting roles that Song depended on were becoming fewer and less stable. Like many character actors who don't enjoy superstar fame yet depend fully on their craft for livelihood, Song lived with a precarious economic reality. The growing weight of those pressures slowly began to fracture the foundations of his family life. Sources say Song and his wife decided to live apart for a period. He moved into a small office-tel apartment in Bundang, while she remained with their 2 daughters. The gap between them in miles reflected an even deeper rift, one carved by relentless stress and overwhelming fatigue. Acquaintances observed a change in Song during this time. He began drinking more frequently, likely as a way to cope with loneliness and mounting despair. Even while juggling acting roles and his duties as a special professor in Semyong University's Department of Acting Arts, he was crumbling inside, burdened by the relentless glare of the public, career setbacks, and private heartbreak. Song's story is a mirror reflecting systemic issues in South Korea's entertainment industry. Many working actors face economic instability despite years of dedication. Unlike A-list stars who command lucrative endorsements and lead roles, character actors navigate multiple uncertain projects simultaneously to sustain a living. The cultural pressure to portray perfection publicly, rooted in the Korean value of kemyeon or saving face, creates an environment where any perceived mistake can bring swift social and professional ruin. This pressure is intensified by the pervasive reach of social media, where harsh judgments and malicious comments multiply. After Song's DUI became public knowledge, negative online backlash surged. Mental health remains heavily stigmatized in Korean society and particularly in the entertainment world. Public figures fear that revealing vulnerabilities will lead to career damage or ostracism, deepening isolation. Apart from these struggles, Song was a man of notable dedication and sacrifice. His family once lived in a spacious and comfortable apartment, but recognizing the financial demands of his daughter's education, one studying overseas in the United States and the other pursuing determined. In pursuit of a place on Korea's musical theater stage, they moved into the shadows of a narrow semi-basement apartment, a conscious trade of comfort for the fragile hope of securing their children's brighter tomorrow. Alongside his acting, Song's role as a professor demonstrated his commitment to nurturing future generations of performers. Students and colleagues described him as an attentive mentor who shared candid insights about the realities of working in an unforgiving industry. As the first light of August 4th, 2025 crept over Yongin, a parked car became the scene of a tragedy. Inside, Song was discovered with no signs of life. Officials reported no signs of foul play, and investigations into the cause of death continue, including consideration of an autopsy. The absence of a suicide note leaves the full circumstances unclear, but those close to him believe he had been overwhelmed by loneliness and pressure. Song's passing adds to a tragic pattern in the Korean entertainment world, which has lost many talented individuals to mental health crises in recent years. The country faces one of the highest suicide rates globally, and celebrities are not immune to this public health challenge. Relentless expectations and an unyielding spotlight have built an industry culture where reaching out for help often comes with fear and social stigma. Reflecting on Song's story urges us to reconsider how society, the media, and the entertainment industry treat its artists, not just as performers, but as human beings with vulnerabilities. The need for systemic reforms is urgent: improved mental health support, financial protections, empathetic public discourse, and a cultural shift allowing for mistakes without instant condemnation. Friends and collaborators remember Song as a kind, humble, and gifted actor and teacher. Tributes from fellow performers and management revealed deep sorrow and called for compassion in understanding his final struggles. His life reminds us that every performer, no matter their fame, is a person carrying dreams, burdens, and hopes. If there's one takeaway from Song Young-kyu's life and death, it's that the industry and society must do better by those who bring stories to life on stage and screen. Responsibility should walk hand in hand with empathy, and help must be within reach, free from judgment or shame. As fans and observers, we can honor Song's legacy by recognizing not only his professional accomplishments, but also his humanity. The sacrifices he made for his family, the mentorship he provided, and the steady, unspoken strength he carried while standing under pressures that would break most. Let his story inspire empathy, awareness, and a call to action for mental health resources, cultural understanding, and a kinder world for all who work tirelessly to create the art we love.